This video brought to you by the Deck of Many. Welcome back to the Gallant Goblin. I'm Theo, and today we're here to talk about a new line of pre-painted miniatures from WizKids. These are the Icons of the Realms premium miniatures. They come in a little clear packaging like this, so you can see exactly what you're getting. They're not coming in random booster boxes. They're about $8 a piece. That's the manufacturer suggested retail price. You may be able to find it for a little bit less if you do some savvy shopping, although they've just been released, so it might take a little while before those discounts kick in. And what these are painted versions of these figures here. This is the Nolzur's Marvelous Unpainted Miniature Set. And these have been around for a couple of years now. There's quite a lot of them. And these retail for about $5 or less if you look around. There's two figures generally in each of these sets. And what they've done is they've taken one of them out, painted it up, put it in here, and they're charging a little bit more for the paint job. But, you know, depending on how good you are at painting and how much you enjoy doing that, it may be worth it to you to have that nice paint job done for you. But let's open them up, put them on the spinning wheel, and see what we think of them. Aasimar may look like angels, but are in fact descendants of humans with only a touch of the divine. They are typically champions for celestials and guided by a lawful good patron, usually a deva, though they are free to choose to abandon that path. Though Aasimar are often depicted with wings, only the Protector Aasimar subrace actually has the glowing incorporeal wings seen on this figure that allow them to fly. The Aasimar race and the wizard class don't necessarily synergize perfectly. Aasimars get a bonus to charisma, and intelligence is the most important stat for wizards. But not everything has to be min-maxed. Plus, this figure does not necessarily have to represent a wizard. She could be a warlock, which does synergize well if you're just considering stats. She could also be a paladin or cleric, which goes well with the Aasimar holy origin and talent for healing. Aasimar are said to often hide their appearance to avoid drawing attention, which can lead to evil forces seeking them out. So this figure having a hood that could hide her face is also appropriate. Dragonborn are humanoid-shaped dragons that hatch from dragon eggs. They are said to be shaped by the dragons or dragon gods themselves, as opposed to, say, the result of dragons polymorphing themselves and having fun with humanoids. Dragonborn start with a stat bonus to strength, which is helpful for a fighter class. Their scales match the color of their draconic ancestor, which could be any metallic or chromatic dragon. The color of this mini looks most like a copper dragon to me, though it could probably pass for a bronze or brass or even a dull gold. Lighting is everything. The base fighter class is proficient with both sword and shield, though a fighter specializing in dual wielding or great weapon fighting would not have a free hand for a shield. Fighters may also choose the protection fighting style, which requires a shield, allowing them to attempt to deflect attacks aimed at allies in melee range. The vast majority of elves live in forests, and so they're often associated with nature. This makes them a natural fit for the Druid class, who are protectors of nature and balance. By physical appearance, this mini's coloration matches most closely with wood elves, though there's so much diversity in the appearance of elves that you could use this mini for most any subrace. Druids are often depicted wielding staves, though it's not explicitly called out as a starting equipment option, instead available under the general category of simple weapons. The gorgeous spell effect on this mini looks like a spirit bird being summoned. The Healing Spirit spell allows you to shape the Healing Spirit as any fae or animal. This could also represent the summoning of a fae spirit before it takes on the shape of an animal, as would be the case in spells like Conjure Animals, Conjure Fae, or Conjure Woodland Beings. Tieflings face much scorn and discrimination from the other races. They're seen as untrustworthy, dangerous, and unnatural. Many generations ago, a human struck a pact with Asmodeus, which infused the devil's essence with the human's bloodline. Current tieflings are descended from that ancient sin. They do not have a homeland of their own and are often relegated to living in urban ghettos. They are slow to trust others, but are extremely loyal when that trust is earned. Tieflings are natural sorcerers with their +2 bonus to charisma. The snake effect doesn't seem to be any identifiable D&D spell in particular, but it could be the result of a major image or fear spell. The set includes both a female and a male Tiefling Sorcerer. This not-so-friendly looking fellow appears to be using the Control Flames cantrip to shape the fire from his torch into the shape of a dragon. You'll also note that unlike most of the minis in the Icons of the Realms line, each of these minis is standing on a bit of terrain. A Tiefling's heritage determines which stat other than Charisma gets a boost, and which spells they gain access to as they level. For example, Tieflings who are linked to Glacia, Hell's criminal mastermind, gain access to abilities that would help them with heists, such as improved dexterity and the spells Minor Illusion, Disguise Self, and Invisibility. Lady Fierna, known for her ability to manipulate others, grants increased wisdom and the ability to cast the spells Friends, Charm Person, and Suggestion. WizKids has already announced the next set of Nolzur's unpainted miniatures getting the full painting treatment is going to be called the Village Raiders set. And instead of being individualized player character minis, this is going to be a set of monsters. You'll get 3 goblins, 2 gnolls, and 2 orcs that are fully painted. And again, they're just repurposed versions of the Nolzur's minis that came out in the past couple of years. So this set of minis will cost $25. And I'm curious to hear from you what you think of this new way of giving out these miniatures. Do you like having the painted versions that you can just take right out of the box and put on your gaming table? Or do you prefer having the cheaper price and the unpainted ones that you can customize as you like? So let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, I want to thank our sponsor for today, the Deck of Mini. They have a new campaign setting coming out in the fall called Humblewood. Now, Humblewood features a lot of adorable animal creatures. They're going to have 10 new playable races, 5 birdfolk races and 5 humblefolk races. And today I wanted to tell you a little bit about the Strig race, which are the ones that resemble owls. The Strig are strong and imposing, and they have high expectations for the other races to pull their weight for the common good. They make good warriors with powerful talons aiding them in combat. There are 2 main sub-races, the Stout Strig, which are hardy and intimidating and able to grab a hold of their foes in combat to prevent escape, and the Swift Strig, who are nimble and adept at navigating the forest. You can find out more at humblewood.net. Thank you for watching our video today. Again, it's cliche, but every time you like and subscribe to our videos and click the bell for notifications and leave comments for us, it really helps our channel and helps us create more content for you guys. So thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well, and we'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.